Another dua that we should say frequently is La ilaha illallahu wahdahu la sharika lahul mulku wa lahul hamd wahhuwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. None has the right to be worshipped but Allah alone, who has no partner. His is the dominion, and His is the praise, and He is able to do all things. Now, remember earlier on I mentioned to you that there are different kinds of du'as. In some du'as, we are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for something. And in other du'as, we are praising and glorifying Allah. We are declaring His oneness. This is also a kind of du'a. Because when we affirm our faith in Allah, then that becomes a source of receiving from Allah what we are in need of. Because when we say that Allah has no partner, and He owns everything, then He owns what I am in need of. He deserves all praise, meaning I am happy with the decree of Allah, because Allah does not make mistakes. He is perfect in His decrees. And He is able to do all things. He is able to change my circumstances. He is able to bring me healing that I am in desperate need of. So sometimes you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with your words very clearly, that Ya Allah grant me this, and other times you ask indirectly. Alright? How? By declaring the oneness of Allah, by praising and glorifying Allah. And this dua is one such dua. And this dua is so beautiful. In a hadith we learned that the person who says this, La ilaha illallahu wahdahu la sharika lahul mulku wa lahul hamd wahhuwa ala kulli shay'in qadir 100 times a day, then such a person will have the reward equivalent to that of freeing 10 slaves. Imagine, it's as if you have set 10 slaves free. 100 good deeds will be recorded for him. 100 sins will be forgiven for him. And he will be protected against the shaitan on that day until the evening. You know, sometimes a person feels that they're under the effect of magic, or that some shaitan is bothering them. They have constant negative thoughts. So, how to protect yourself against shaitan? Say this, La ilaha illallahu wahdahu la sharika lahul mulku wa lahul hamdu wahhuwa ala kulli shay'in qadir 100 times a day. Declare the oneness of Allah. And you see, La ilaha illallah, in this statement itself, is so easy on the tongue. Right? It's so easy on the tongue. And it is the ultimate truth that there is no God but Allah. And no matter what condition you are in, you can say La ilaha illallah very easily, because all you need to do to say La ilaha illallah is just move the tip of your tongue. That's it. La ilaha illallah. That's it. You don't need to join your lips. You don't need to use your throat to say ha or ah. There are no such sounds in the statement La ilaha illallah. You don't have to make your tongue touch the teeth, right? Because there's no seen, there's no tha. La ilaha illallah. And you're just moving your tongue up and down. So even if you're very unwell, sometimes you don't have the energy to move, but you can move the tip of your tongue. This is why when a person is near death, it's obvious that they're going to die very soon, you should encourage them to say La ilaha illallah. And if it was not possible for a person to say this, we would not have been encouraged to say this. A person can say this, La ilaha illallah. And a person who says this kalima, La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahul mulku wa lahul hamdu wahhuwa ala kulli shay'in qadir, if they say this at the time when they go to bed, and after this they also say La hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim, subhanallah walhamdulillah, la ilaha illallah, wallahu akbar. In a hadith we learned that all of their sins will be forgiven, even if they're like the foam of the sea. When we wake up in the night, sometimes you get startled or you wake up, you should again say this. And you should say Alhamdulillah wa subhanallah, la ilaha illallah, Allahu akbar, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. After saying this, and you make some dua, in hadith we learned that dua is accepted. It is granted. In the morning, in the evening, we should say these words. And especially after Maghrib, we should say La ilaha illallahu wahdahu la sharika lahul mulku wa lahul hamd yuhyi wa yumeet wa huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir 10 times. If you say this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will send angels that are maslahatan, yani that are equipped to guard a person against shaitan. And you think as if you have guards around you to protect you. When you enter the market, also say la ilaha illallahu wahdahu la sharika lahu mulku lahul hamdu yuhyi wa yumeet wa huwa hayyun la yamut biyadihi khair wa huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. If you say that when entering the market, 1,000,000 good deeds are recorded for you. And this is also the best dua to say on the day of Arafah.